Welcome to the June 29th, week 8 stand-up for the Gray Area team. As usual, we're going to go around, talk about what we've worked on since we last met, any barriers that we might be running into, and then what we're planning on working on today. This is our first kind of major production day after we sat down, redesigned our central gameplay loop, and then got that approved by both Doug and Daryl, and that's kind of our roadmap for the rest of the semester. So a lot of the work we're going to be doing, all of the work we're going to be doing from here on in is to get that core gameplay loop up and running and fun to play.
White Dooley, programmer. Mostly been doing from going from the event system to just the dialogue system or whatever, just showing up text and information, the player stuff, and anything and all that. So let's do with that. Nothing besides that.
Travis game design. I've been doing some. I've been doing like the grass painting for the past few days. Been messing around with that. Mostly with the crash area and the ranch area. For next week, I'll probably start writing out the NPC blurbs, I believe, and probably finish up the grassy in those areas. So.
Frank Casello, game and system design. I finished the Photoshop legend, and now I'm looking for some serious tasking. I'm falling behind on my hours, and I'd like something to do, but I gotta know what it is.
Well, and you've also been on sick for the past.
Well, for a week, yeah, that too. But
all right.
Zachary Worrell, programmer. I finished up the basic inventory system, and now I'm moving on to sound effects and music. Been hunting around for free sound effects from sites that don't require you make an account or pay for them, like the site that I found that advertised as free, but for a year of free downloads, it only costs you $150. So,
Yeah.
Garrett Ian, technically programmer, but doing animations. This week I've been doing the last of the cleaning of all the raw mocap data. Next week, probably a whole bunch of retargeting and actually getting the character to link up with his animations. And nothing's really standing in my way.
And Bo Shepson, project lead. I'll quickly touch what other people are working on who aren't here.
Call for you,
Go ahead and just.
Klein.
So Ariana is going to be continuing to work on her model, improving that, and also learning the unwrapping and texturing pipeline. Kylie is working on the various assets that we need for the crash site, which is also kind of just the general desert assets. So she's doing a lot of that foliage and things like that. Marcos is working on the assets and props for the ranch. So that's going to be starting with the main ranch building itself. And that'll also be getting through the like the fences and maybe the animals and just all the various clutter that'll be around the location. Charles is working on all the AI stuff. Right now he's building an A-star system, so that way our NPC's decision making is kind of, as far as pathing, is as natural and as efficient as it can be, and that'll ultimately also spread him into working on things like the detection system. Deshaun is working on all the design stuff for the ranch itself, so that's building out what is the encounter in the zone, what the NPC states are going to be, and then once the assets are there for him to use, he's then going to be the one that's actually doing the set design, placing everything down. And I think that's everybody except me. And so I've been working on making sure all the Sprint stuff is updated in Axosoft. I'm also going to be working on creating a basic UI for us. So between Charles and Wyatt and Zach, you guys all have a bunch of different, just placeholder UI stuff. I'm going to be making some art assets for that. As well as when we redo, or not redo, but when we do a shoot to get all the crouch walking animations for the gray, I imagine I'll be the one in the suit unless Lynn is still running the mocap classes. And there's not a lot of barriers that we have. And that's pretty much it for the stand-up.